Welcome back, fellow scrubs. The only stream where Tim's watching the timer more than I am. Apparently. But yeah, Tim's here, by the way.
Howdy.
Howdy. Again, I screwed up the friggin' start of the stream and I thought we were live.
Yeah, that was our second meeting.
Yeah, this is the second greeting, so it explains the... We were on time, too. It's bullshit. Anyway.
You
Welcome back.
recording. You idiots.
It's a shit show already. Alright, here we go.
So to recap, that's intro. This is a complicated stream.
Welcome back, fellow scrubs, to another Retro Mansion stream where I get mad at programming, platforming shit.
Yeah. That's what I said, the complicated stream.
Yeah, it is. It is getting very complicated. But we're making progress, and we fixed a bunch of glitches and found like 10 more, but that's fine. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. It's high CPU.
Just show the glitch.
What's going on? Okay, no. Oh, and just...
Alright, your day job, that's the glitch.
Yeah. XSplic's eating up a lot of CPU, I'm not sure why. Hold on. I don't know. I guess it's alright. It's kind of strange. It's taking a lot more CPU than normal. I didn't change anything, but yeah, whatever. Screw it! Just go with it. It's not dropping frames yet, so... Oh, Jesus. It's already a terrible start. Alright, if you're watching this on YouTube, this shit ain't for kids, so fuck off. If you're a kid, I don't want no fucking FTC fines of $42,000. I will literally come to your house and kill you if you cause me to get a 40... Okay, that's probably overdoing it. That works. It's not for kids. We passed that qualifier. So, yeah, anyway, so we want to show you what we did. Tim made a cool thing. I can find it here.
While nobody's watching.
Yeah. Well, we got a viewer. A lot of people just lurk. So hello, viewer. I see a viewer in the list. So
hello, lurker.
Yeah, hello, lurker. So Tim made a circle thing. Oh, hey, there he is. Hey. Welcome.
Yeah, the circle thing.
It's no longer working. Yeah,
it's actually not a circle.
Tim made a circle thing. That froze the game.
No.
Is it? Oh no, there it goes. Okay. It looked like it froze. All right. Tim made a circle thing so that you can walk over a circle. Isn't that cool? Now he doesn't go all the way because he's got a certain maximum walking angle. Then he's not allowed to go any further, but because he doesn't fall off a cliff yet, he'll just stop. That's basically the same thing what's happening here. It's just the angle of walking has been exceeded and he can't go any farther.
Once we get falling code, walking off that circle is going to get real interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he'll probably get to that point and just slide off, is what I'm expecting to happen. So, I mean,
we need to correct for the corner suddenly.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to handle that, but we're going to have to. I think it'll just pop them out, because when we did the study on New Super Mario Brothers, that's basically what happened. They just slide off.
Or we somehow need to do a transition where the center point is moving to the corner? Like, could we do this?
I don't know about that. Of course, we're a bit far away from that anyway.
Just thinking where we're moving the attachment point from middle to a certain face.
So look at Tim's cool circle script. You can tell it how many sides to have, and it will get as smooth or as rocky as you want. I'm proud of Tim. That was his extra credit assignment. He got it done. He got it done. Look at that. Ain't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
And it works properly from this side too, so can't go into it. And same here, can't go into it. So it works. It works good. Oh, and this is the glitch part. We'll get to that in a bit. But we fixed a whole bunch of shit. We made this work right. There were some glitches with the spikes here that we worked out. There's still a few more like you saw, but we worked this out. And it's working good now. We're kind of almost at the point that we can start doing the wall detection while in air. Because right now, you can just walk into walls.
Try that.
Try what?
The weird corner where the hill's too steep to climb.
Oh, yeah. If we glitch into the wall, yeah, you don't get stuck here anymore. Which, you normally wouldn't be able to climb that anyway, but, if you did have the ability to climb it. He's glitched in the wall, though. Yeah, it's a little weird on the wall. So here we go. I got him free again. And then he doesn't... That corner used to be a problem on the top.
And from the other side?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so part of the problem is getting glued to string colliders, right?
Yeah, that was the problem we were having. That like when you turned around, you would get stuck and be unable to move. But yeah, here it's still fine. We're all good here. And then the way that the head detection works here, so if the surface is considered a wall like this is, it'll stop at the corner point. If the surface is considered a ceiling, it'll stop at the head point. So you have
we'll need to do something somehow in between, like a transition zone.
But like I said, New Super Mario Brothers just pops them out. They just say once that has been exceeded, they just pop them out, and now the corner becomes the contact point.
Just need to happen smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they don't move too far because they're pretty thin. And even here, like Ricky's collision box is actually probably wider than I would normally have it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another.
We should be able to make bigger colliders though, so we have to deal with for those kind of systems.
Yes. Yeah.
The character's huge.
Yeah. Here's a good example. So this is considered a ceiling and not a wall. And then see his head reaches at this point instead of stopping at the foot, like here. Like here it stops at the corner point. And so that just kind of gives him a little bit more nuance in what to do. As you can see, his center point is still following the line, and that's how the good games do it. So that's how we're going to do it. Just got to figure out the nuances of how we want it to play after that. Here's a good one. He must be checking. Can this be a ceiling? It must be, because he's hitting his center point. It's just
45 is perfect acceptable, yeah.
Yeah, it must be. It must be.
It's of course it is. Go walk up on top of it. There's the reverse angle there.
Yeah, you're right, and he can walk on that. So yeah, I guess that's a ceiling. That's funny.
It's just one of the extreme angles.
Yeah, because I think we have it set to what, 67 or something right now?
Yeah, we eventually need to make some sort of threshold 60. Where it becomes sliding instead of walking.
Yeah, we could absolutely do that.
But that's why it looks a bit odd right now.
Right, yeah. And then, I guess that's pretty much most of what we did. We got this to work. Oh, and we also
the mini spikes you need to show us.
Yeah, let me turn him off or just
you need to zoom in on that section.
Yeah. So here we got him. Let me slow Ricky down too, just so it's a little easier to see here. Speed of 5. There we go. So when he walks over here, he used to accidentally think that this was a wall.
A wall, yeah.
Yeah, and he will no longer be affected by that. And over here, he would actually get snagged on this corner. But we fixed that. So if we stop it and bring him in here, you can see that this ray was attempting to be a wall, but we have passed into it. Because it starts inside, when the ray fires back, it starts inside a wall, and it can tell that now, and it can deactivate itself at that point and say, no, we're not going to do anything with it. And likewise, this way too.
So part of what we decided was that if an object or point or whatever is inside of something else, it's not considered a collision anymore.
Right. So that spike becomes nullified. And same thing with any rays that shoot from the character to find the outside world. Same deal. So like here, like this ray that would eventually fire probably in the next frame here. Yeah, like it would eventually hit this, but because it's inside of something else, we say no. You're not gonna interact with that corner. Just don't do it. Just don't
It
do
seems
it.
to work pretty well.
It does so far. We got a few issues, and I guess we'll show that here.
Oh right, we never did try this. Could you make like 16 by 16 cubes and put them next to each other?
I have a feeling it's not going to work because we don't have the point-to-point transition anymore between
Yeah.
colliders. But I can try it. But let's
Or at
show
least
this first.
close to runtime soon, and then build it for future use.
So here, this point is acting as a wall in this condition where this fails to meet this as a floor. And you can see here that he's actually stopping right here as if this was a wall. We're theorizing that if we can check the angle here, or rather not the angle, but check the two floor references on the left and the right and say, are these walkable? If both are walkable, then don't consider it, a floor. Hey, the Jet Paradox is now hosting you. Thank you. I didn't hear the notification. That means my audio is broken. Oh, it's because I didn't open. Hold on. I can fix that. I can fix it. I forgot something. I have to open the little windows. I have the notification sounds. There we go. Well, I caught it though. I caught it manually, so I'll thank you manually. Next time it'll ring. Of course, now getting the CPU message warning because I opened up more windows. It's gonna blow up halfway. Alright, okay, whatever.
Yeah, should that be considered a floor?
This should be, yeah.
Yeah.
And because you like eventually you'll be able to walk off this and then transition to the next part of the floor here. So you have to think of this as an invisible connection point. Or line, rather. So that should never stop you.
And also, if you jump, then you should still get you in center point.
Yeah, so if we were to activate this during jump, which I'll attempt to show here. If you were to activate the collisions during jump, when he falls down here, because this considers this a wall and not a floor, he would literally land like right here. Like he's standing on a needle point. Yeah, and it would just look stupid. But it should come down to basically this level. It should not be considered a wall in any measure. And then we have the opposite problem here, where he gets kind of stuck here, actually. Yeah, because this point, it's not inside a wall, and he's trying to go down, and this is like, yeah, you can't go down because... Actually, you know what I'm thinking? I didn't realize this before, but this problem will be solved when we have the walk off the edge system.
Yeah, but that's not the only problem this setup though.
Yeah.
It's mostly you should have hit it on the side before you even walked up a slope on the right.
Oh yeah, but if you happen to be in there, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Let's think about this for a second. Let me open this more.
Because he should have stopped on it before he hit the spike.
Yeah, god damn it.
And if it doesn't look right, you misplaced it since the first test.
No, I haven't moved it. That's how it was last night.
Well, you closed runtime at some point, that's why. So yeah, you're seeing it running collision course for that spike.
So this corner will hit this point eventually. I mean, like, I guess it should be a wall, right?
Yeah, that should stop it as a wall, and it sees it, and then it goes through anyway.
Yeah, it
Those
sees it here. And then let's see what the collision result debug said. It did say that it hit a spike wall point, which is one of these. And then you keep holding left, and he goes through it for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, and that's indicative of something else. That might be a big problem later on.
Yeah, I'm not really sure because, there's other things like that over here. Oh, I'm stuck on the invisible circle. Like here, Well, not specifically that one, I guess.
We solved something like this yesterday for the squares.
We did. See, you could argue that this is kind of the same here. Same idea, but it's not malfunctioning here.
What I'm wondering if this is what happening is that it's within the threshold of the floor. Like if someone considers it to be inside of it. Like a spike is so close to the walkable floor that it's considered to be inside of it.
I don't think so. The rays are more... Like, this is a pretty big gap. The rays are much more specific than that. Like, the tolerance on a raycast with a 0 hit is like here.
Yeah, well...
it's not...
Well, we put that threshold of 1000. 0.001 F?
Yeah.
Is it that close?
I don't know. Oh, this one went right through it. It didn't even stop that time.
So the question is, the reverse ray?
Well, that's this system here, but it's not even reaching that. So that's not
like
in play here.
That green reverse ray?
Oh, this one. Yeah.
The green one, yeah. Is it hitting that collider? And if so, at what coordinate? And from what coordinate did it fire? That will tell us how far it's shot. And it does within the threshold.
You know what? That might have something to do with it. Remember that what we did yesterday, where we said if you hit a collider, then stop looking for the character, because there's no way that the character would necessarily be here. Maybe that's what's fucking it up.
Yeah, could be.
Let's take a look at that.
Because the character's now coming from within the collider.
Yeah, and the character may be moving so much that he covers that gap in one step, and then the thing never sees him. I bet that's what it is. So we're actually right here. This is the code we need to look at. Can you see it okay, or do I need to zoom in?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
This looks good for stream.
Okay, cool.
Is this your ultra wide monitor, by the way?
It is, but I have to put it in 1080p in order to stream.
Stream looks really wide.
Does it? Oh, you know what? It's probably because it's got that bottom bar on there that I use for the info. It kind of makes it look more wide. But no, actually, it's very, very much shrunken in from what it normally is. Because I can only stream, 16:9 aspect. I've tried streaming the full monitor, but Twitch won't take it. So here,
We've got to check the chat, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Jet Paradox says, I've been using Unity in uni. I assume that means university. Back then, I used Scratch. I don't know what that means. Scratch.
Let's remember it.
Alright, hold on. We're going to do this off stream. Remember what happened last time? Unity Scratch. Scratch
You
Studio.
saw the word you like to say.
Yeah. He'll be scratching something on stream. Unity Scratch. I guess it must be some kind of tools or something, I guess. I don't know. Scratch Studios. Or is this like a Game Jolt, or
don't they have an about page? Or...
What's that?
Do they have an about page somewhere in there?
Yeah.
An explanation.
Let's Scratch. With Scratch, you can program your own interactive stories, and it must be a Unity plugin of some sort. That's kind of neat. It's probably a good introduction. I guess. I don't know.
So,
That's cool.
beginner's Unity?
What's it? Beginners? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
let's go.
It's like beginner's beginner, I guess, in that sense. But I do, because I've been asked this a few times, not necessarily on the stream, but they're like, "Oh, I want to get into Unity, but I'm not a programmer," and I'm like, "Unity's not for you then." Like, it's just not like Unity will try to sell itself as being non-programmer friendly, but no, that's a lie. You're just not. If you don't know how to program, you're going to be extraordinarily limited in what you can do. Sure, you can download all the plugins you want off the asset store, but there's a reason that people make fun of the asset store when it comes to games that are made with only shit from the asset store. If you don't know how to program, get yourself a programmer. Because
I don't know how to program.
What's that?
I didn't know how to program either.
Well, you learned it though. You learned it, so you could use it.
We spent 1 week with Microsoft Bob.
Yeah, Microsoft.
That's not a joke.
I know, it was great. I forget what it was. Bob something. I forget what his last name was. But
Bob
yeah.
Tabor.
Yeah, Bob Tabor. That's right. Yeah, we've looked him up before.
I never actually finished the lessons. keep stopping at like 90%.
Yeah. Well, you've grown though since then. Let's see. What is? Are we actually stopping though? If we find a wall, like if it started in a wall, Ray started in a wall, we don't want to do it, right? That's fine.
Like the problem might really be that it's detected the wall, and you then step through the wall, and it's like, no, the wall's first, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean the overlap intersect tolerance is very small, so that can't be interfering here.
Yeah.
But started inside. Let's look at this logically. So when we fire the ray, we get a set of results. So make a little diagram so people understand what the hell we're talking about here. Come over here.
Always.
I love my diagrams. You should. All right, so you've got.
And we made all sort of prefab graphics. And you keep redrawing it anyway.
No, I'm going to show something different in this one. So we're going to fire the ray from this point here, and then say like this is a wall, or let's just make it an actual shape, and then we'll make another shape here. You fire the ray like this, and what happens is the ray fires like completely. It goes all the way to the end automatically. And it gives you back, hey, you hit here and you hit here. So when we go through this for loop, to go through these results, it's going to go by what hit first. So this is going to be result 0, and this is going to be result 1. If we happen to hit that.
Yeah.
So we're checking the first result, and we check to see, hey, did you hit the player? Or our collision box, because this is being run from the player's code. Did you find us?
Can't we test this by making him slower?
Perhaps. Well, let's see what we got here, and then.
Yeah, you're saying just go confirm your hypothesis.
Yeah,
If he's not slower.
it would confirm whether or not it's moving too fast in one shot. So if you found the player, cool. We make a note of that, and then we check the next result, because if you hit two things, like say that there's this, but there's also this, when you hit this, you might get these results in different orders, even if they're technically not flush with each other, meaning that they're not exactly in the same spot. So you're going to get this as 0 and 1, but it may be A, or it may be B. That's surely B. Here's B. It may be A or B, and you don't know which one it is. So that's why we're only making a note here that we found the player. Because we may get a result within the very small tolerance level that, hey, we hit something else at the same distance, or close enough that it's, considered the same distance.
And that was the problem with Biggie.
Yeah. This is a simplified version of that solution. So when we had many points intersecting, which I can show that here really quick. When you have many points intersecting, you get some oddities when you hit that intersection that you don't quite get the things at 0 distance all the time. This one. And so transitioning from one line to another here, that was a bit of work to figure out. And that's essentially what
big
this
collider.
is. Yeah, we call Biggie.
Multiple big colliders nowadays.
Yeah. We had to make it. Where's Biggie? Here's Biggie. See, Biggie's big. Biggie's big. That way we could see the intersection point here better. But once you get this small, you're gonna hit like all these like 8 lines all at once, or 6. How many? 1,
There's a ton of lines in there.
About 10, I guess.
Yeah.
You'll hit these 10 lines all at once, and you won't hit them in the same order every time. So it's a nightmare, and you have to figure out which one's actually on top and all that shit. And so this is sort of a simplified version of that, where we're
That
only
took a
looking
while.
for 2 things. Yeah, it took a while, but we did it.
That was weird. Like, it's just randomly following different lines.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, we're fucked up. I was like, turn back around, scrap the whole thing.
And again, the spike detection system also made you give up a few times.
But we figured it out, though. It was actually more simple than we thought it would be. But anyway.
Yeah, once you figured out how to make the reverse rate actually update it correctly.
Right, yeah. So here we found the player, we make a note of that, but we may have also started inside a wall. And so that's the scenario over... Zoom out. That is the scenario here, where this point is inside a wall already. So if you found the player and you started inside the wall, then we ignore the player, because you don't want him to get stuck on you. However, if you found the player and did not start inside the wall, then you do the found player code. And if you didn't find the player and you started in the wall or didn't start in the wall, don't matter, it's not going to let you do anything anyway.
Yeah, we're dealing with a reverse scenario now, where the player started inside the wall and then exited the wall.
We had talked about stopping the ray checks once it hit the wall, right? But did we actually code it to do that or not?
I don't know, but we might we should not do that then, I guess.
Let's see. If this is the ray's distance is over that. Yeah, so if we're gonna close that. Say if we didn't find the player yet, then whatever. So we're not breaking out yet. So that break is only if we had found the player and we determined what to do.
What was the part that you solved yesterday for the spike protrusion? That made the spike protrusion work?
That was putting this stuff in.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We had to rearrange it and then add this part. But that's what I'm wondering. Because we had talked about saying, hey, if we come in contact with a wall, would that prevent the player from hitting it anyway? And that's wrong, but I know we talked about it, so I'm looking here to see if we actually implemented that or not. Because if we did, that might be causing what's going on here. But if we didn't, then it doesn't matter. That's why I'm trying to trace through this. So if we find ourselves, because we're gonna shoot, when you shoot a ray from an object like off the point here, it will actually always contact itself first, which is kind of funny. So we have to discount that. I can fucking minimize here. Not for kids. Get off YouTube. Go outside. Play with
You said
goddamn
frickin'.
balls.
You censored it.
Yeah, I censored it. So yeah, if you collide with the thing that shot the ray, then we discount it. See, we hit ourselves, don't do anything. But if we hit something other than ourselves, then we have to note that. Do you shoot the rays from the object to the player? Yeah, essentially.
Well, that's the reverse rate concept.
Yeah. Let me get him over
You might
here.
want to explain it, actually.
Yeah, let's say we get new people coming in all the time, so they might not have seen it.
Yeah.
So this is actually a good spot to show it here.
Like, we usually start raycasting from the player to find objects, but there's a secondary system that requires the object to shoot back to confirm us.
Yes. So because we only shoot rays off the corners, if we hit this spike here, we'd walk into it. So to prevent that, we find all the points that are in our walking range, or, well, I mean, it goes farther than that, but we find all the stuff that's in our direction that we're walking, and if the object finds the player, it stops at that point. And so that's how we've dealt with protruding spikes.
Yeah, so any part of his collider is protected from protrusions.
Right. And so here...
Not just raycast points.
Yeah. This side will do the same thing.
So we have infinite resolution on our detection.
Right. And not all games have done that. Which we were a little stumped at first, just kind of figure out what the hell to do, because some of the games we looked at, I'm like, oh shit, they actually don't cover this. They just
We've never
say
seen
screw
it.
it. Yeah, like New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii does not. They shoot additional rays off the side, and if it hits it, it hits it. But if not, you can get stuck in the wall. Hey, Koi! What's up? We're going over all the nerdy math shit.
Nitty-gritty.
So yeah, we do these in a certain sequence. We do the walk first, and then we do the head point, and then we do the corners. And it's a little more complicated than that, but that's basically the order. And then, if all that's fine, then we look for rays coming back from object points. Because these rays will hit the surfaces. That's all well and good, but it's the points that are the problem. And so we shoot rays back from the points. And then, if they contact a point, that's it. Oh, they stop. It's a hell of a lot.
It's a nice safety measure.
that, but that's the basic.
It's a nice and functional safety measure.
Yeah, it works out pretty good actually. Trying to think of where's one where we can hit the corner here, not the. So I can show that. Oh yeah, right here. Oh, I'm stuck in a circle. It's freaking out. Okay, all right, I'll do it over here.
It's fine. You need some work on jumping at some point.
Yeah. Okay, so if
there's no collision while jumping at the moment.
Yeah, there's no collision while jumping, so we'll go through.
We sectioned it off specifically.
So here, in this scenario, we're actually touching the wall with one of those rays instead of... actually, you know what? This is a better example here. Because you can see the ray.
It's primarily for things that are smaller than our ray costs. I mean, we could have just put a million rays in between him, but...
It still wouldn't work, right? You could put...
It wouldn't catch as much.
You could literally put a million, and it still wouldn't catch him.
Yeah, because your old system was like dividing up in 3 sections or something.
Yeah, but that only works with squares. If all you have is rectangles and unrotated rectangles, that'll work. But it won't work.
Yeah, now we've got all these crazy shapes and rotations to deal with.
Well, let me back up. You can get away with that if you have a limited resolution environment. So what I mean by that is, an unlimited resolution environment is like this, where it's like, oh, here's our line. We're gonna zoom in. The line is infinitely small. I'm still zooming in, and that line will never. It will never. Oh wow, it's actually fucking up now. That line will never get any bigger than that because it's an infinite resolution system. It's vectors. It's vector coordinates and I don't know what the exact term is. It's vectors.
Yeah,
it's vectors and shit.
That's why we made this system, so that the collider can actually catch any protrusions, like points like that.
Now, the opposite of that, a limited resolution, is something like this, where you've got a pixel grid, and you can test each pixel. You can't get anything smaller in between here. So these two rays will hit everything in the middle, because the resolution is never smaller than that. You can fire all the rays you need to, and you will hit every pixel. You can't do that in unlimited resolution space, because your ray is also infinitely small. So if I pause this here, well, look at this. I'm zooming in, zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. That's a lot of resolution.
Yeah.
It's starting to freak out.
So the history behind this is that we wanted to catch infinite resolution protrusions.
Right.
And we tried box casting at first. So we were just casting the whole collider.
It sounded like
but that turns out to not give us any information on where we actually made the hit.
Yeah, Boxcast is very inaccurate. So it will hit randomly at different points under the same conditions, to a very big degree, much more than you might think. And we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and the whole default offset issue was basically creating a skim width, like were we hitting or not even hitting things. It's so weird.
Yeah, so when you boxcast something, like you've got, your box or whatever, but Unity's boxcast system considers this, actually I'm going to use a different color. it considers this to be the actual size of the box. It's not actually what you see. However, that would be fine. We could deal with that, except when you raycast something, it detects it at the normal visual spot, not out here. So you have like two takes on reality. It's like, what do you follow this? Well, raycasts aren't going to hit that. They're going to hit this. Yeah. So if you collide two boxes like this, oh, that's cool. They connected, right? Because the blue connected. Well, guess what? That raycast hit nothing. So what do you do?
Yeah, and we need to use those connections, the points where it detects to correct character movement.
Yeah, we tried.
And that was impossible.
It's just there's a lack of information. You cannot compensate for the difference in these two realities if you want to look at it that way. Reality 1 is the blue, reality 2 is the yellow. And
yeah, such a reverse ray concept was very nice.
Yeah.
It handles it very well.
Yep. So we got around that.
And anything bigger than that will be caught by the character's own raycast.
Right. Yeah. Anything in this trajectory will get caught by the player's actual lines here.
Yeah, because the collision box itself only sees the points, the roll points on those other colors.
So when they shoot out, they'll hit the box. And then you'll know how far away the points are. And you just take the closest one and snap to it when you move.
It's quite elegant. Like,
yeah.
We're using the reverse rays to see everything in between Ricky's own corners.
Right.
And then reverse Ricky's corners finds everything between anything else's corners.
Right. So anything in here, like spikes could get through and hit Ricky. You know, if you had a floor like this, it would hit Ricky. But if you're taking the floor and shooting from the floor back to Ricky, well, you can find them. And those points are pretty easy to find.
And the thing is, Ricky himself is a spike to other colliders.
Right.
As well, so
Ricky
that's for those corners.
Yeah.
And that's what those rays are for.
And
that's pretty elegant.
If these hit something, that's cool. It'll find it. Like, it'll hit this, and it'll find that. That's great. But if there's a point here, you're not going to find it with this or this. And you could shoot rays all day, but take a look at what happens. Like I said, you can shoot 100 rays here. Well, I still haven't hit the point. How do you know where the point is? You don't know. You're shooting blindly. It's stupid. So find a point and shoot back. It's the way to do it.
Yeah, we never actually did filter out the reverse rays like we planned to.
We haven't yet, but that's more of a let's get it working first and then we'll...
Yeah, it's arbitrarily shooting way too much right now.
It is. It is shooting too much, although it's still pretty good for what it's doing.
I've not seen it lag at all from it though, even with the giant circle collider.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And that's an editor too, so in release mode, it's at least 70% faster.
When you made the big giant circle and put it at 1,000 counts, it was shooting like 500 rays at once.
Oh yeah.
It still looking it pretty well.
I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
300. Oh, it's paused. So
it didn't care.
Oh, we got stuck because it's too small. Let me make it bigger. Yeah, if the points are too close to each other, he'll get stuck. But...
yeah, you'll see them light up whenever you turn in a direction.
Oh, yeah, take a look. Doesn't skip a beat. We'll get her go. That's 500 points.
Stream it doesn't look anything like it just looks proper frame rate.
Yeah, I think it is. It might be hiccuping a little here and there, but again, that's because all the editor shit's being drawn, but you don't have to. I mean, you won't be able to see it if I turn it off, though, so...
yeah, but that's a ton of rays being fired.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we're worried about 6 on Ricky alone.
Nope. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. So, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool with it. You can walk right up the circle. But the circle, I mean, it looks like a circle because there's so many...
make him less circular.
But, yeah. So if you
now put him on on 10 or so.
Oh, you can't even see it. There's so many. Alright, hold on. Yeah, let me.
Lower the count.
I'm going
10
to.
or so.
I just want to get out so they can see it. So if I lower the count, you can see that it starts to get blockier. See? So we can say how smooth the circle is all the way down to a triangle. And now it's different. So now you can
They
see
should
the
be able
sides.
to.
Yeah, you can see the lines now because they light up.
Koi has a question.
Now can 120 Rickies do this?
I think so, yeah.
They should be able to. We did not fix Rickies interfering with each other though. They get all super fucked up. Yeah.
That's because his code isn't complete yet.
Yeah. If he had air collisions, it would be better. But we also have to put a layer mass system in.
Well, also a falling system because the problem was they were getting caught on his own head.
Yeah, the air collision. They can.
Oh yeah, the layer mass system.
Yeah, we gotta do that too.
Oh, that's pretty easy.
That'll become more important for thin platforms too. Platforms that you can jump through, but only land on top. They're actually a different layer. At least that's how I've traditionally handled them.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's probably the best way to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that out of the way.
Giant
Giant tangent.
Find the bug. Find the bug.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see anything that says stop when you find a wall, other than if you started in a wall. But let's see.
And the reverse ray is shooting as far as we're moving?
Yes. The reverse
So
ray
it should have
shoots
seen
as
us.
far as
It should have seen us if we were able to move that far.
it should, unless it stopped at the next wall, but I don't think it did because
Well, we
let's-
stopped on it, didn't we? And then moved onward.
we did, but I mean, so what I'm saying is, oh god, it's awful. Sorry. We got the spike here, right? And then we've got this one here. Ricky's walking up. So if this is shooting back down this way, and Ricky's still here. Let's see, that shoots farther than that. The only way that this Ricky wouldn't get detected by the spike is if the spike stopped here because it hit something else. And that's what I'm looking for, to see if there's any code that would intercept it and say, oh, okay, we hit something before we hit Ricky. Well, I guess we're just going to stop looking now.
Why don't we step through the walk step here a little slower? And you see if it still does
Oh,
it
yeah,
at slow
that,
speed.
if I don't find anything here. I'm trying to get through this.
Yeah, you said you didn't find anything, so
Well, not yet.
figured
but
we might try the practical approach.
I have... Yeah, the practical approach. Thinking is also a practical approach.
It's a theoretical approach.
But I haven't really gone through the whole thing yet, so I'm trying to think, we come in, say we don't find the player, we don't find a wall. We find ourselves, but that's fine, we don't do anything. We hit this, and it says, is distance within the tolerance, or is it the last one? And then we check this. If we started on a wall, then we say we stop looking. That's what break is. Stop looking. So, stop looking for the player. Again, it's supposed to go that. If we found the player, we go through all this bullshit. But we haven't found the player. So this stuff is irrelevant. So say we're outside the overlap. We shoot out and we hit something that's not the player. So is it the player? No, we don't do that. We go to here. Did we hit ourselves? No. Then we have to check, are we still distance is less than or equal to the overlap tolerance? Only then would we go in here. Otherwise we say no and we pass to here. Is distance greater than the overlap tolerance? Yeah. Is it the last result that we have? Let's say no for now. So we're still gonna check. This is debug shit, so don't worry about that. We didn't start in the wall, so we don't go here. But we didn't find a player, so we go back up the top. I don't see anything that would stop until it found the player, or it ran out of things to check. That's what it should be doing. see anything above that looks like it would interfere. And this just...
We saw in practice that it did catch.
Yeah.
So why would it continue
yeah.
offward?
I guess we'll slow him down really slow and see what happens. It did catch and then it did continue. So that...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Another thing too. Let me get we're gonna make him 0.5 movement. And we'll step no, that's okay. Sorry. It's slow, but that's good. Alright. So see his actual ray movement is very tiny. So he'll definitely fit through there.
Right, we made those things 10 times the size, right?
Yeah.
So it's only
Yeah,
once.
the yellow
First arrow is basically it.
Yeah, only this blue arrow is actually as far as you're moving from this point to here. You can see it better. Oh, actually not there anymore. You can see it better on the corner. Here.
Yeah,
So-
the blue arrow, yeah.
His corner here was here before the update started. And it shot up to here and it said, oh, you're all clear, so you move up to the point
So-
where you shot to.
If
And-
you step forward now, you'll see him move to the next arrow point.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Just like that. And it steps through. Now the yellow is just a visual indicator of where he's moving to. It's kind of like, oh, in 10 steps he would end up here if nothing changes, so he doesn't change course.
Yeah.
It's also just a visibility thing, so you can actually see it. Because if those weren't there, you wouldn't see those freaking arrows. No way in hell. So yeah, Ricky's getting up to the top here. Okay, now in this next step, he may actually come into contact. Okay. So what's going to happen, or what should happen, is this next step. Ricky's in range to hit this, and he can stop. And he does.
Can you move through now?
Yeah, that's the question. I might have to turn the sprite off because it's a little hard to see. Let me back him away first, and then turn the sprite off. Just so we can see better. Okay. He's within range, so I think in this next update, yeah, he's like right there. For sure. Oh, yep. You see the purple cross. Is there back?
It's nice that the debug lights are helping.
Oh god, yeah. Okay, so he's definitely hit it. And in this state, you should be told to stop. So we can look at our debug information that we built. And it says right here, spike wall hit. So that means he hit a spike that acts like a wall.
Yeah, and he should be stopping and not
He
continuing anymore.
should be, yeah, he should be stopping.
So is he? That's the golden question.
Oh my god, he actually stopped. He actually stopped!
Okay, doing the real time now?
Yeah, I was gonna say in real time it's not gonna happen though. What? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's a speed issue.
It might be.
So, let's speed him up until our green ray actually goes into the other collider.
I'm so pissed off right now.
Yeah, it confirms what I was saying.
Oh, I'm so mad. Okay, we'll put him back to normal speed and we can see here. Boom. Okay, yeah, so he went right through. First update, so this did a multi-update because he's fast enough to do that. First update is his big arrow. Second
So,
update
why
is...
don't you lower his speed until it's right at the threshold of hitting the other collider?
I see what you're saying, yeah.
And then see if we can cross the threshold where he suddenly passes into it. That will confirm the issue.
When speed is normalized... Oh, it doesn't.
You want a speed or velocity where he isn't, where the reverse ray is not striking the other collider.
Yeah.
But it barely isn't.
So in this update, should stop. But then he can go through.
Yeah, so lower speed, like half.
Yeah.
Just go through a few halves.
5 by 2, 3.5. Let's hop up and out. And yep, he went through.
Yeah, half again.
I'm just gonna do one. That way it's a bit more clean of the division.
No,
Oh, Koi. Oh, no, I was saying.
He's working.
Just saying, yeah, he's got to get back to work. We're trying to be amazing. I don't know if we are, but we're trying. Thanks for your words of encouragement, though. I'm so sorry you have to go back to work, though. Yeah, that shit sucks. It sucks. But good luck, man. Okay. So this doesn't touch it yet. And it doesn't have a problem. But we don't know if that's because it's hitting the other one or not.
Yeah, so put it like 1.1, 1.2,
Yeah.
and pass the threshold. You'll eventually hit a point where like one small decimal will cause it to glitch.
Yeah. At this point, it's going to be like a...
Ooh, that's really close.
Yeah. Oh, that's still close. Let's do 1.24. That's in it. And that's the problem. Somehow. So I was kind of right, I just don't know why.
Yeah, but this confirms it. Beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was happening. So we just need to see it
Yeah, that's the only
in the
place.
code where the problem lies.
That's where it's hitting.
Because sometimes you're like, well, I don't see anything weird in the code, so nothing's going wrong. This confirms it.
No, we know something's going wrong, we just don't know why.
But this confirms that our initial thought was correct.
Hmm.
This is what's wrong.
But now, like, but why though? It's that fucking
Yeah.
Cell meme from Dragon Ball. But why though?
At least it means we shouldn't be going off tangent and looking elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta find it now. Cell, but why though?
Just means your first check wasn't good enough.
Or something else is causing it to happen.
Yeah.
Shit. Fucking, hold on.
You know at least the problem lies once we pass that collider threshold.
It's taking forever. Copy. Oh, it's animated GIF. That's why. Okay, but why though? There it
Why
is. I gotta save this.
Posted it? Oh,
Yeah,
there.
put it on the screen. Okay, but why though? I need
Coding
to
in
save
nutshell?
that. I should make it a dedicated screen on stream. Just hit the button every
Troubleshooting in a nutshell.
time. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, but why though?
Well, because you done goofed.
Apparently. So the only things that will actually trigger, except for things with intolerance. I mean, assuming that the tolerance is small enough. It doesn't scale though, so it shouldn't be a problem. We use the same tolerance that we used on Biggie, and Biggie works, so...
I don't think it's tolerance.
No, I don't think so either. The only things that can hit outside of tolerance are the player.
Because when you lowered it by 100,
Hmm.
when you changed the speed by like 100, there's like a fraction of that arrow
Right.
that went in. So, and our tolerance is 1000, so
Hmm. The logic just doesn't make sense though. Why would it do something?
it just means you jumped from inside the collider to where the point and then screws up.
If the tolerance, if we're over the tolerance, then we never set this to get out. So this can never happen outside the tolerance. So I don't know why that's doing that.
Are we able to see how long our reverse range is?
Yeah. Well, we've seen it
So this
visually there. We've
No, I'm saying numerically what the length of it is.
Oh, yeah, we could stop it there and take a look if if you want to confirm that it's actually in the tolerance. I was gonna say I'm gonna undo that thing and see. No, it still fucks up. So it's not the wall exclusion. So we know that, or it's not the started in wall exclusion. So that's not that. This checks out.
It's starting in the guy on the right.
No. It's not starting there. It's reaching there. That's different. We can.
Right.
Say we can put a breakpoint here. Oh man, this is gonna be so many fucking things that are gonna hit this. I don't know how to single it out. Because there's literally gonna be like 20 rays that are firing. How do we know which one is which? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it doesn't matter, they're all the same length.
Oh, you mean like the actual length?
All the reverse ranked rays
yeah,
are the same
true.
length.
That's true.
So just check if they're bigger than 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't catch. Oh, I didn't catch it. Okay. Ray direction is it's bigger than the tolerance because the tolerance is 0.001. It's moving.
This is
at it's moving at 0.1. So it's
0.1.
100 times bigger than the tolerance.
okay.
So that's why
The
she's
tolerance
sad.
is
Yeah, it's definitely not inside the tolerance.
So the problem seems to be the player starts inside the wall. The ray has detected that wall, but not the player. Yet he should have
Somehow.
detected the player.
Yeah, it should have detected the player. Like, it will detect the player first, theoretically. But, I don't know.
Can we just make it ignore every collider that is not the player? Or I feel like that thing mess up.
But it's not detecting anything here, though. So it makes you think that something else is happening somewhere else.
Like, can you put a breakpoint on the collider is equals player? And see if we actually find it?
Oh, like if
When
when
we
we
find it?
actually hit it? Yeah, we can do that. Let me get to the spot. Ooh. Okay, so in this scenario, it would have hit. You can see that Ricky's moved in. And he will hit here.
Ricky's moved in?
Yeah, see that? Here's his boundary.
He's probably a
here.
freeloader.
And then it's shooting this way. So it's gonna hit Ricky, and it did. My break over. When it stopped pissing me off here. Alright. So it found it. The ray distance was that, and the hit distance was 0.03, which is way bigger than the tolerance. So that's not a problem.
So it's found a player.
Yeah.
So currently, is ray started inside wall true or false?
Should be false. Yeah, it's false. Because it didn't start
But is
the wall.
player first or second hit?
It is third.
Third. Is that third?
Yeah.
Oh, it's self included.
Yeah, it includes itself, and the wall is actually in front of Ricky, and then it hit Ricky. So the wall's not. Yeah, so the wall is not stopping him from seeing Ricky. Well, let's look at.
But once we hit the point itself, and we've stopped on it, what's the code then doing? Like the code you altered yesterday to.
Found player true. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Debug.
Because it's not true for some reason.
Okay,
Yeah, really.
it checks to see if the distance is less than the minimum spike rate distance. So if another result happens. Oh, well, that might be why. Can you see that
Spike
number? It's 3.4 to the e to the 38th.
Yeah.
Okay, what the fuck?
What? How big is that? Is it a plus or a minus 38?
Plus, it's a plus.
That's a huge number. What the fuck?
Oh, you know why? You know why? Because I set it to float value max first. Because we wanted to take a minimum, so I set it to the highest possible value. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
And this would be true. 0.3 is less than the maximum float distance. So yeah.
That? What?
So it hit, and it's going to attempt to apply. Or it's going to, well, yeah, I was going to say, it's going to check to see if it's the shortest, which it is. It's still the winner.
Winner.
And yeah, it's going to go through all that shit. Because this, if we have multiple spikes that hit, we have to take the shortest hit distance. So, center point, what's this doing here? Oh, it's getting a line ref. And it's checking if the line ref is a floor. Oh, this is what prevents it from. Yeah, this is what prevents it from hitting. Shit, where's it? This point here. When we walked into this point, remember it was acting like a wall on the other side over here. Well, I can't scroll because it's blocked up, but that's what this is preventing, I think. This was what you came up with. To check the line ref on the left and the right side, remember that? And if it's a 4, if the left is a 4...
Is that something excluding it, maybe?
Test for the intersection.
There is no intersection.
Well, it still has to test this shit. So...
I'm saying is...
Because
it's checking between row points, right? So this is outside the row point, so it shouldn't happen.
Do line intersect? Oh, we're checking with the 4. If it intersects with the 4, remember that? That's the system you came up with. So basically, what Tim figured out is we're on the floor here. We're walking on the floor, and when there's a bump like this acts like a wall because it's a point. So Tim checks if there's an intersection with the 4 line, and if it intersects on both sides, I think is what it does, then it will invalidate it if it is intersecting. Yeah, it invalidates it, right, because if it's intersecting on the left side or the right side, then you don't want it to do anything. So then it has to check the right side if the left side didn't intersect. And if the right side intersects, then you fucking forget it. Don't bother. But in this case, it's not intersecting the 4 line. So I don't know. I don't think that these would come into play.
No. Theoretically, there's no connection between these.
Yeah, we could test.
You could put a brake line in there, but
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Just make sure.
Because we're up here, I highly doubt that these things are hitting. And then if you were still the winner, oh god, I'm the worst programmer. then we actually check the minimum distance.
Yeah, man, you're a terrible programmer. You work too fast.
Yeah, shut up. That's what fucking work tells me. You work too fast. What? Yeah, you work too fast. Okay. They tried to explain it, but they don't. No. We're not gonna get into that. So we check, that's a debug. I think? No, we actually use this. I don't think that's just debug. Oh no, I guess it is. But we only care about the distance. Yeah.
Well, it's a debug thing,
it's just to know what point hit, essentially.
Yeah, to read out.
Yeah. I figured we might have needed it later, but apparently we don't. We just use the distance, which makes sense. Yeah, so we record the minimum distance. And then eventually in the end, basically what we say is, did any of these spikes hit at a closer distance than you hit anything else so far? And if it did, then, well, that's as far as you're going to move. Because that is the closest object that can impede your progress. And at that point, we say, okay, cool.
that causing any issues?
It shouldn't be. And it's been working pretty good so far. So, still
Test
the
it.
winner. If you're still the winner, then we test it. It is a 4. Wait, it is. It's a 4.
Well,
this might be where it's going off the rails. Hello, Arc Crud.
it's
Urkrod C. Well,
I mean, it is a floor in terms of you can walk it, but
it is.
But the point
I guess
itself
it's got
is valid because
it's got to intersect too, so that's fine.
there's an intersection. Yeah.
And it doesn't.
This is an interesting test, though.
So it's
Change
still
the
winning.
angle on this wall.
I'm the dude from Twitter. Not sure if you remember me. There's a lot of dudes on Twitter. You have to be more specific. And I think I know. You're the guy in my DMs talking about GGPO.
No GGP on this project.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not GGPO project, but yeah. Welcome. I do remember you. Yeah. So it's still
but
you're still the winner. So, yeah, then it goes through with it. So, okay. But that's the first time. It's after that.
we made it work with GGPO, so we can remake Ranger sets infinite resolution.
Yeah. I had to make a deterministic raycast system. That doesn't sound fun. Yeah, this is a different game. It's
platformer.
Yeah, platformer. I'm trying to get to my shit here. Alright, that's Pocket Fighter. That's not today. On to this one.
It's not so Pocket Fighter can become Smash?
Yeah, no thanks. Not looking to make one of those. Yeah, here's all the sprites. Okay, these are the old sprites though. But it's
primarily figure out the NES palette.
Yeah. spooky NES platformer kind of thing, kind of sorta Metroidvania-ish, but with different design elements and kids in a haunted mansion.
You know, you made a unique Metroidvania. If everybody in the Metroidvania community tells you it's not a Metroidvania.
Yeah, I don't think people would consider it such. When this game comes out, if it comes out as I intended, I don't think they'll consider it a Metroidvania. It'll have enough departures that I can see people being like, "No, that ain't one." I think it still counts, but
yeah, it's always fun when it happens. And people are like, "It's a Metroidvania, right?" No, it's not.
no. These are the kids. That right now we're thinking that you choose one of the 3 to play as, and then the story revolves around them, and it doesn't change too much. You go through the same game, but they probably have different abilities and shit. So, and you jump around and you fight monsters, and you get through the haunted house. Yeah, I think the hallway system is what's gonna put people off of the Metroidvania trail. They'll be like, no, that's not what a Metroidvania is, and they're probably right to a degree. It's a twist on that formula. I think it's close enough where you could argue that it could count. But
Well, we've seen more deviations from the Metroidvania formula.
we have, and you could say that it's kind of like a Metroidvania. Oh, right. Okay, so we got out of there, and I'm gonna pause it and then move left again and see what happens. Oh, you know what? Shit, I should have left it. No, he did hit the spike. So again, did we find player? We did find player. So let's go to here. Found player, true. Now that we're inside the loop here. Oh, that's why. I know why. We record that we found the player, but this is not going to check the player's distance until this is done. Unless you're on the last loop. So what happens... Okay, it all makes sense now. we have to record more than just the found player. We have to record the distance that he was found at. Because if you find the player and then you find the wall, it will go through the found player with the wall distance hit. And that's why when it connects to the wall, it doesn't work. Because it found an extra hit. And it delays this detection by one result. And that result that it hits, the last result, is going to be the floor, which then does found player's code, but with the distance that he hit the wall with, not the distance that he hit the player with. I got it. That was tricky. That was tricky. So what we need to do, found player distance.
I'm hearing typing magic.
Yeah. We do found player distance. And then, when it asks for the distance here, we want to use found player's distance. And we also want to do it here for our debug. This is also erroneous here, but I don't think that we need to necessarily do that. For debug purposes, we might want to. Yeah, fuck it. Alright, let's... Let me undo that. That's what, raycast hit 2D? I hope I can store this. So, if Unity editor, and if, because we only want this to be here for debug. Raycast hit 2D player found hit. Yeah, and so it'll be null for now. I can do that. Oh no, it's a struct, right? Yeah. So we're just gonna not initialize it. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. We'll allow that? Okay, good. Some of them get a little pissy about that, but depending on how you formulated it. So then, if Unity editor, and if this equals this. So now we can reference this down here. This is all debug shit, so I don't really care if this is using something inefficient, because it's going to get turned off eventually anyway. But we will use only the distance here. Uh-oh. Fuck. We're gonna need it. Oh, wait, no, that's fine. That's spike points, that's not the results. Are you both working on the same thing right now? Well, Tim's kind of spectating and assisting without keyboard, but I'm the one typing. Tim's the brain and I'm the type. Tim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. He just didn't say anything, and like, did he drop? Is he gone? Am I talking to myself? Okay, so yeah, spike
it's mostly. I'm just trying to keep you on board with concepts and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty much. Tim keeps me on the rails, so that's fine. This is all right to have. That's a spike point. That's not the result.
Because a lot of this stuff boils down to what do we want rather than
right.
What do we do right now.
Surface type, online ref angles. We're using spike points. Yeah. Okay. That's all fine. We want to make sure that we're not using ray result anywhere in here. And we don't until here, so this is found player distance. And that's a debug, so that's fine. How do you guys know each other? Oh god, we've known each other for fucking, what, 20 years now? Has it been that long?
Something like that, yeah.
Almost, yeah. Like, it was around 2000, 2001, 2002.
That's 20, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'd say 15.
Yeah.
Somewhere over 15, but less than 20.
And look at that. Look at that.
I need to shoot.
Look at that. Oh,
Yep.
baby. Oh, baby.
Nice. Do me a favor now.
Do what?
Do me a favor.
Yes.
From right to left,
Uh-huh.
make a copy of this spike.
Oh.
While in runtime.
Yeah, we're in runtime.
Make a copy of the spike.
If I can
Make it
fucking
tiny.
move it here. Make it tiny?
Yeah, make him as big as this one.
Okay.
Rotate him, and now make it a wall version. Put him in the next 6-inch spot.
Kind of like this. This is 0. Talking about
Like put the same spike on the same spot, but just make it a wall.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So it's a lot sharper now.
And then we'll turn this one on. Yeah, when it works. When it works, it's great. When it doesn't work, I want to throw the fucking computer out the door.
With Phil.
Oh, it's working. Yeah, it's working.
Now, I'm saying put the spike off that spot. To the bottom point, put it at the other point. Make the
Oh.
spike at the bottom.
Okay. I think I understand what you mean. You want the two to meet at the bottom. Is that right? Oh, that was too fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
You also half the story though. The part about you making a Mega Man X fan game.
Oh, yeah. At one point I was. 3, 4.
It's still pending.
I would
2114?
still like to make one, but I think it would be a lot of work. For me
Yeah,
to make
of
it,
course it would be.
for me to make it to my current standards, it would be an astronomical amount of work. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Like, once upon a time, you tried making a Mega Man X fan game called X True Power.
Eggman X True
Just
Power.
just slope it more to the left, like 45 degrees.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's what I was thinking too.
Back in the day, you're using what? Multimedia Fusion?
Yes.
Its predecessor.
I actually did quite a bit with that. I actually got pretty far with it.
What was the predecessor again?
Well, there was a few. There was the Games Factory and Click and Create. So Click and Create was the first. Games Factory was the second. Multimedia Fusion was the third or the fourth. Somewhere there. There might have been one in between somewhere, but I'm pretty sure Click and Create was the first one.
Another Click Team.
This is working. Yeah, so they went to... Now they just call it Fusion.
Yeah.
Click Team Fusion. And
Nice.
it's got a lot more to it now. But it's still... I would still not go to it over Unity.
Yeah, eventually you made that Mega Man 7 demo, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was using Mega Man 7 sprites, but I recreated the Mega Man 7 style engine. And it worked pretty good, I thought, for the time.
Yeah, but then you were like, Multimedia Fusion's not good enough?
Right. That was the conclusion I came to. The workflow was a bit... You'd be there a while to do anything complicated, and it was starting to not get sustainable.
And then the C++ era.
Yes, and it's just an overwhelming amount of work, and I just had to get it done. I think, I'll be honest, if I had money to throw at it, at this point, I think we could get X True Power done in 1.2 to 1.6 years. If I had actual
money at it.
Yeah, if I had money to like hire graphic artists and stuff, I think we could get it done in that amount of time. Where we are right now, having done all this work so far, we could probably get it done in year and 0.2, 0.6.
Well, engine-wise, it's not difficult. It's just all the assets
Right.
and the
Right.
design of the
Yeah.
stages and AI.
Yeah. Well, the AI is not too bad for platform games. It's actually pretty simplistic.
Well, it's just making it
interesting.
up to the standards that you're interesting and up to
Yeah.
what you want and balanced.
There is that.
Trick lies.
Yeah, there is that. That is definitely.
That's the whole asset workflow. That's cool that this works.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get him over here just to see what it'll do.
Good catch.
Hey, look at that. Hooray!
Now see the regular spikes and broken it.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
the
that's
gap.
another thing. Oh, this is cool. It's actually seeing this as a bottom spike, like a 4, but it doesn't break. Eventually, we'll be able to walk over that gap. But
Actually, the corner racer seen it. Well, the corner racer did see it, but it's like
Yeah,
It's
it's a
a
4
multiple.
though. Yeah, so you can see the line here. It's on the inside. Yeah, so
Eventually, he would have the airwalk over there.
right. As I was gonna say, he would make that transition.
When the corner race sees it, he would have the airwalk on it.
Alright, these look alright. I don't see. We'll get closer just to see. But... So
And this was back Delta Star, wasn't it?
yes, yeah, well, they don't exist anymore. But yeah, at the time,
That was the
Delta Star.
At the time, that was the Sprite Things Forums? Not Sprite Things, Sprite HQ,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now.
which also doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, most of them don't exist. Nick,
Sprite Things survived somehow.
yeah,
That was
barely.
Gamma.
But Ace Spark is like not around very much, from what I understand. So it's kind of run by other people, so to speak. They're holding the fort down.
Yeah.
It kind of what happened with the Castlevania dungeon. Like Kurt started it, but he
Ace
was
Spark
kinda
is already the successor to Hitman, I think.
Was it Heatman that did Sprite Sync? Or was that was a different site though? But then Sprite Sync took over the functionality though, didn't they? Or am I thinking?
A couple good history.
Yeah.
But Sprite HQ was its own thing.
Yeah. Sprite HQ is the same thing.
And then went to the Gamma Star. All the other four
Well,
crashes.
that was Nick's. That was Nick's.
Next.
And then he did his own thing. He did Strider's Mega Man domain. That was his net handle, Strider, for people who don't know. He's still making a Mega Man fan game, but he's got like fucking 6 kids now. So he makes like one progress video every 2 months of like, hey, I put in like walking,
Well,
and it's like,
You know,
okay,
making
well he'll be
kids
done.
is substantially less time-consuming effort than making video games.
Yeah, he was using QuickTeam Fusion,
Still is.
but I think he started over in Game Maker, which still I don't know if I would recommend that either. But I don't think he's got the time to learn Unity, so I didn't give him too much shit for it. I did tell him, I'm like, you really probably would want to do this, but I can understand you don't have the fucking time, man.
Take all his assets, put them in.
He's got like 6 kids. Like I don't know how the fuck he finds time to sleep, let alone work on a game. Poor bastard. He's probably dying. He's probably literally dying as we speak.
Yeah, funny.
God
Hey,
bless.
so how do we fix this? Shall we actually put in the layer mask with the little time he left? It's the least complicated system, I think.
We've got like 4 minutes.
4?
We got like 4
Until after the
minutes.
hour ends. Okay.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Because we start later now, so I can't go as long as I used to.
Only 4 minutes?
No, it should have been an hour and a half.
Oh, an hour and a half. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. Not 2 hours.
We'll do an hour
okay.
and a half. So we're one song away from the end of the playlist until the dong sounds. So
Thought it was 2 hours.
the dong. I mean the gong. Jesus Christ, the gong.
So yeah, this works. Everything.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy. I was a little afraid about this one. I was like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure what the fuck is going on here, but we got it. Now this one's gonna be an issue. It's not part of the floor, it's not intersecting, but it still ends up being a wall. So that's still a thing. I have a feeling that if we just tell it, we can probably
Just
try
check
this.
both line refs. Both line refs floor. Yes. No.
Yeah, if they're both a 4, then
If you could do it quickly, that'd be nice.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let me look at the structure here to kind of get an idea of, even if we can just like do it quick and dirty would be nice. So
Just noted by next stream, you have to put those layer masks in so we can show Koi the 120 your keys.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Let me move this over here so we get that situation back. That should do it. Let me just verify that that's actually going to happen. Yes. So we want to check. Honestly, it's really like the same system here, except the fact that instead of checking if it intersected, we just check to see if it's a 4. If it's a 4, then we just Wait, hold on.
Take one.
Hold on. Oh man, I'm gonna have to cut the shit out of this to make this work right, I think. I'm trying to think.
Or prefacing with the phrase ghetto code would also work.
Yeah. Let's see. We checked that here, but we don't check the right. Let's just move this outside
You could just say that.
here.
Well, hold on, Mark. Can we just say in the section where the reverse phrase are cost that we don't cost when in both floors? Or points in both floors?
Say that again?
When we're costing the race to begin with, can we just put a filter there that we are not costing from any point that has a floor on both sides? Or will it be too much checking?
I don't know. I think you want to do that post, not pre, because if it doesn't hit anything, I think you're doing more work by trying to call it out
Yeah,
than
good
by
point.
just firing it. Maybe later, but I think for now, let's just do it this way. So if left line type is equal to floor and right line type is equal to floor, then still the winner false. Now this may interfere with the other functionality, but since we have this in an isolated environment here, we can check to see if this just works. Okay, and that solved that. I don't know if it broke anything else, but it solved it. So this is not considered a hittable
That's everything else.
surface. Yeah, okay, well, here's the fun part.
Like the other thing we just fixed.
There's the added time. Alright, we'll test it. And then we'll go.
Overtime's good.
Oh, that's what the fuck happened? Oh, that's a circle. He's just invisible. Okay, this is good. This works here. You get stuck.
When we consider
Wait,
making that mesh,
I was inside though, I think.
Yeah.
I think I was inside
You
like
were.
this. Yeah. Okay.
would
So
we consider making a mesh for a circle collider?
oh, you mean the drawing
You
thing.
can see the guy.
Yeah. That works. That works. That works. That works. We might be good. To be honest.
So
Alright.
test the
It's working.
one gap too small to walk through.
Yeah. That's down here. I was trying to navigate well. Yeah, that works.
Super zoomed in.
That works. Normal walls, hopefully.
Everything seems to work. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh. Okay, so what I want to do is to recreate the one issue that we had before. I think it was essentially...
I think it goes on the left side.
Yeah, it was essentially this, so let's get rid of this. Yeah.
Oh, that issue, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we originally designed that for, but we may not need to use that intersect anymore. If we just test to see if they're both boxes, that's still valid here.
Well,
Or if they're both floors, then that's valid. Then this doesn't become a wall point, because it still meets those conditions, whether it intersects or not.
well, you shouldn't do that because there might be a case when one side isn't a floor.
Right, if one of them is not a floor, then it will
You still
stop
do that to
you.
walk it.
Well, you will... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so you still need
Yeah,
the
there's-
intersect. Right, you still need the intersect. Okay, but we still have that. We have the intersect and that, so yeah, I see what you're
It's
saying.
good right now.
And this is still working.
On the right side? Yeah,
Yeah.
it works too. Nice. Okay.
Yep, he's gotten into it, but it's not stopping him. I think we did. We think we did a good.
And then we need to check the spike thing that we fixed. We're walking too fast.
Oh,
Spike next to the glider, the other glitch we had.
we already did that though. We already know that one.
Yeah, but you ain't changed it since. Then
Oh,
confirm it
sure.
more time.
You can simulate that with this anyway. Just get rid of that. It's kind of like that. Yeah, it's still good. And see, the ray is going in, so you know that it's fixed.
Nice.
And here does not count as a spike. So this kind of simulates the
This is a
falling.
curious case, though. Should this be as it is right now?
Yes, I believe it should, because it's
a wall.
the same thing. Like if you're falling, you don't want to get caught on that. So why would you want to get caught while walking into it? You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is that at this moment, if this was an actual stage, wouldn't you just want to walk over this, then fall and
Eventually,
walk more?
this would turn into a platform that you can walk across eventually, I guess.
Yeah, but you can't approach it that close unless we then need to code that this point is below that platform.
Well, because this is going to hit down, you're going to detect this, and then you could say this is a flat plane here, from here to here, because it's technically
We have
an
to-
edge.
Basically, say that point there is below your theoretical walkable section. Which cannot.
I don't
You
think
may
you
need
need to
to
get
sort
that detailed with it. The edge walk system is going to take care of it, I think.
But yeah, this is a curious case where it's like it's functioning correctly now. But do we want this?
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it becomes a problem, we can always adjust it.
Because
So
logically looking at this, you should be able to walk this. And you just fall.
yeah, well, as long as you adapt this condition into the edge walking system, then you would be able to walk over it. You would just walk right over it and keep on going, and vice versa. Or wait, no, not vice versa.
Because the other one, it might actually be correct behavior to be glitched. Keep it in mind.
Good point. Well, yeah. It's just gonna be
Make a
one of
note.
those walking
Make a note
things.
somewhere in code. Like, do we want this? Well, we'll reverse it if we want to.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. Will this cause problems with
It's the part where you wrote, where you kept track of the distance, right? Made the update.
well, there's that too. Yeah.
Like, we may need to revert it at some point if it turns out it's not beneficial behavior.
No.
But it's good that if we know how to catch it if we do need to.
Yeah.
Like, there may be cases where, like, sometimes you want to, sometimes you don't. Depending on the conditions.
Well, the fix that we did here has to stay, though. We can tell it that that's just not acceptable.
Yeah,
But
it could
that's a
simply be
different-
later
that's
that
a different block code.
we might need to connect this to the same sort of system where it's like, if it's walkable, if one index is walkable, then allowed.
Yeah, that's all stuff down here. So I've already made that note where this is.
I'm saying that this pass-through behavior that we had before obviously should never happen if there's an actual wall in the way. And it would have done that if there's a wall as well. And now we can say maybe if it's a floor, we need to give an exception.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to think about that
Search
later.
feature. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're out of time.
So it's good that we fixed it, but we might need to actually make exceptions for it later. That's what I'm saying.
Potentially. Yeah. I still think that we can lump most of that in with the edgewalk system, but we don't know till we get there, I suppose. So
Yep.
we'll see. We'll see what we see when we see it. Fuck that. That sounds like one of those.
Do you want to
wise
do
man
that before
sayings.
jumping or after?
What's that?
Do you want to do that before or after jumping?
I don't know. I think jumping might come first, and then the edge system, because without the edge without falling, the ability to fall properly, the edge system's not going to make any sense. We'll probably just end up redoing it
so.
because we won't have anything to test it against with falling and shit. So I would say, yeah, I would say that would be the way to go. So
Yeah, cool. You've made the system better.
we did.
Good job.
Let's run around for the last moment of stream here. Hooray!
Make 10 Rickies.
10 Rickies, no, it'll blow up. Everything will blow up.
3 then.
We'll bring back the Ricky 120 when Ricky 256.
Yeah, big and small versions.
Yeah, the small version. Yeah, when we get everything fixed for jumping, we'll
Hey,
fuck around.
yeah, mini Ricky should still work.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see.
Can you think of anything stage-wise that we haven't tested yet? Other than the 16x16 cubes.
Mini Ricky. What's that? What'd you say?
Other than making a cubic stage of connected colliders.
What was the initial question?
Is there any sort of layout that we've not tested for?
Oh, yeah, other than the grid? I don't think so. We've got circles working.
Grid is going to be something we need to test eventually because...
Yeah, but I think the edge system's just going to take care of that automatically.
Just-
So.
the grid is going to be realistic.
Mini Ricky. Okay, so
First fry-based game, you know?
Mini Ricky go. He gets right in those cracks. Good. Oh, you can't see it because it's a gizmo. But you can't see Ricky with all the fucking deeply shit going on. I don't think you'd see him at all here, right? Yeah, there's nothing here without him.
What kind of layout can you think that we haven't done here?
Honestly, I can't think of any that we haven't tested at some point already.
We just to
We've
put
got-
in here for use.
Yeah, we've got most everything. I mean, we've got things that will connect as ceilings, things that'll connect at the corners for walls. We've got all that shit. I think we're pretty comprehensive at this point. I mean, we don't have moving platforms yet. That's a whole other fucking story.
Don't
Don't
worry
even
about
get
now.
me started on that shit.
So make it Ricky.
Mega Ricky, yeah.
Just blow up to twice the size.
We'll
That's
do
not too big.
3 times the size. Mega Ricky. Oh, he's stuck in the circle. I can turn gizmos back. Mega Ricky.
That looked weird.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
The fucking screen shake and dust particles flying when he lands. Oh, you can't get out. He's fucking trapped. I'll have to glitch through the thing to get out. It's fine. Mega Ricky.
That's another thing. Once we find it falling in, he's going to be so gridlocked with certain things.
Yeah.
You might actually have to put some skill in.
It's holding up though.
Yeah.
It's working. It working. Boom, boom, boom. Oh boy.
Yeah, he's only a little volatile right now because of the no falling detection.
Yeah, there's no hit detection while jumping or falling, so that's a little weird, but the rest is working. Boom. Okay. I guess we're done. So, hooray! We did
Hooray!
stuff. We fixed the thing, and that's really good actually. So,
2 things.
yes, 2 things. So we will be back. Hey, last minute follower. XX Silo Silo XX. Is that a farm joke?
Silex.
X Silex.
Maybe.
Jan's the Scold Kids on a monkey emoji. Okay. Monkeys are cool. But everybody, we're like, oh yeah, we're done now. Everybody just comes on in. It's funny. So we'll be back with this project next Thursday. Will you be here or no?
Next Thursday, no.
No. Okay, so I'll be here solo next Thursday.
I can be all here all the other Thursdays until the end of the year.
Yeah, fair enough. All the holiday shit.
I guess holidays and vacation. So
Actually, that's a good point though. With all the holiday shit,
What?
I'll be honest. I may or may not be here the 26th because that's the day after Christmas. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming then. But we'll do the 12th and the 19th.
next week I will be around.
Oh, it's just
But we
Silo.
can,
The guy who followed chimed in. It's just Silo. Just put the X up. It'd be cool.
that's how it was back in the day. So
Yeah, oh, that's what he said. He came up with it as a kid, so it makes sense. So today's the 5th, 12th, the 19th, and probably not the 26th. I'll let you guys know. So we've got a Discord. I'll type that in the chat there. So you got that link if you want to yell at us in real time. We post updates. Okay, here it is. We post updates in there, so that's cool. Throughout the week if I get time.
speaking of that, do we need to put a note in the Discord about where to proceed from now?
Yeah, we can type that up after.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's almost 10 and I have to be asleep because I have to get up at 5:30. So I'm out of here.
You don't need to sleep, man.
Yes,
The
I
less
do.
you sleep, the
I'm
slower
dying.
you work.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I don't even want to get into that. Fuck that. All right. So yeah, we'll be here 12th, 19th, and so Saturday I'm gonna play Star Tropics with Amber. We're gonna finish that hopefully. On Monday we've got the fighting game project, so that'll be the 9th, and then they all start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time now, and that's working out a lot better for my schedule. So hopefully that time works for everybody else, and we'll be good. I think I'll be able to actually make it on time instead of getting out late from work and being like, "Whoop, stream's pushed back an hour. Sorry." I got a little bit of time to adjust. So that's it. So thank you, Tim, for help keeping me in the right direction.
No problem.
And thank
good.
everybody for hanging out.
It worked out.
If you're watching this on YouTube, links and shit are down below. If not, links are in chat right now. And
And don't forget to click the bell on the subscribe button. or something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell. Only true scrubs click the bell to get notified if YouTube even gives a shit or will even care. Okay, so we're patron funded stream. We got patron names to read out. We've got Zombie Killer. We've got Miguel A. Tabasco. We've got Corporal Chungus, still the best name in the list.
Oh,
We
you
got-
finally laughed again at it. It was last time.
What's that?
Last time you didn't laugh at the name.
I know. I just read it.
Plus you
now
got
and I'm
desensitized.
like, really, Corporal Chungus.
Apparently not.
We got
you
Mike
didn't get
Cruz,
desensitized.
we got Taryn Williams, we got AJ and Bryce Nagolino. So thank you, extra special thank you to our top donors, those people, and that's pretty much it. I have to go to bed or I'm going to die, and we'll be back.
Scrub it?
Yep, scrub out. Have a good one.